I'm officially 7'4".
You're officially 7'4".
7'4", maybe something little bit, but.
And Wemby, were you looking down at him or looking up at him?
I was like, look like this, and I was like, no way. I know because on the paper I was taller. It was just, you saw 7'3". I'm 7'4", and I was looking at him. I was like, no way, I'm taller than him.
All right, so this is Big Boban, Big Barnjanovic, looking up at Wemby saying there's no way he is 7'3", as listed last season by the Spurs medical staff, I guess. Bro, this is... Apparently, Brian Windhorst even said after this in the clip, I think he's approaching 7'7"?
That has to have not happened to you very many times in your life. Because just to be clear, I'm wearing about 5-inch heels right now. So if we're, no, we don't need to show the get closer there. Just to be clear, if we're taking shoes off here, that's the height that we're talking about. There's only a few players where that is the case here, Brian.
So look, he was listed at 7'3" as a rookie, but that was a lie. He was not 7'3". I believe he was actually about 7'5". He's now listed at 7'5". Boban, I think he might be approaching 7'7".
Well, look,
unofficially.
I mean, listen.
And if that's the case, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. This isn't good news. And I'm not talking about for the league. I'm not saying it's a wrap for the NBA. I'm talking about for Wemby's sake. This is not good news. What's the main thing that people say about Wemby and how he plays the basketball, right? And what is the one thing that people want Wemby to improve on, right? One of the main things being his balance. One of the main things being, add some muscle. Make sure that when you, bully guys, you don't slip like you just did there. Like, bro, I'm glad Wemby is using his body more and he's going into guys' bully ball. But you can see here, his balance is almost off there. He travels and then dunks the ball. The ref thankfully doesn't call a travel for Wemby's sake here. Again, that's a guy, 6'9", Isaiah Jackson. I think he weighs just about 200 pounds. Wemby, right, is like more than 7+ inches taller than this guy. Weighs like 30 to 40 more pounds than him, right? This is cool, but if this is like a Şengün, right, who's the same height but weighs way more, or Jokic, if he does that on them, then it's like, oh, damn. Now I'm starting to get worried. But my thing is, if this guy keeps growing, he's 21 right now. If this guy keeps growing like this, at this rate, this might not be good for his career long term. Like, he might have a pretty short career. I think AM Hoops did a good job outlining how, for guys taller than 7'4", it's, pretty likely that, they sustain injuries and don't have a long career to begin with. And we all knew this would be a concern going into his career, even before he got drafted. And the fact that it seems like the Spurs were basically underselling how tall this guy really was, and how it seems like he just keeps growing year by year. Y'all remember this dude? This guy's 15 years old, already taller than Kristaps Porzingis. He's 7'6" at 15, right? People were thinking this was going to be the next big thing. The NBA, man. Ooh, get ready. But unlike Wemby, you could already tell with him something was off. As evident from this clip where he's trying to get back, and look how he's running. Oh boy, that's not good. That's no bueno. And now Canada, apparently we got a guy in the U19 World Championship games that's like 7'9". His name is Olivier Rioux from Quebec. And you could see here, he's running a bit better than that other dude that we saw. But I won't lie to you, bro. There's still a lot of issues with the way he plays, the way he moves around the court. Like, he's tall as hell. And look, thankfully for Wemby, right? He's grown into his body way more than these guys. And the thing with those past players that were taller, right? And the thing with Wemby, I mean, the closest thing that we have to a chronic injury from Wemby is his, ankle injuries that he sustained and, practices, warming up for games. But other than that, the biggest thing that, held him off from playing a full 70+ games this past season was the blood clot issue, right? Which is, a freak occurrence. It seems like the doctors in San Antonio say that it's cleared up and it shouldn't, occur again. But with his body type, we just never know. We don't know what's going to happen. And bro, I'm not saying Wemby isn't going to have a great career. He probably will do a lot of things, even if it's a 7-year career. But I think a lot of people aren't realizing how short Wemby's career could be because of issues like this, where if he keeps growing to where he's 7'7" or 7'8", 7'9", bro, that's getting to a point where, like, I'm not even sure if it's possible for Wemby to sustain this level of excellence that he's been sustaining in the first 2 years of his career. Like, picture this, a guy that's growing, right? They say too much of anything is a bad thing, but in this case, growing too much could really hurt Wemby, right? The likelihood of a blood clot occurring at that point, if it comes back again, he might have to think about retiring altogether. That's how scary a blood clot issue like this is, bro. Also, the AM Hoops video that I outlined, right, it talked about the transformation that Wemby went through, right? You know, he gained some muscle. You could see here, even his face is looking a bit bigger, right? But as someone that's a big Wemby fan ever since before he was even at Nanterre, right, this guy, I just don't know if his career is going to be lasting more than 8 years at this point. This is a situation unlike any other, okay? A guy that is really good already. And he might be in MVP talks in his 3rd year. What makes you think that him playing more bully ball isn't going to make it more likely that he gets hurt again, right? What makes you think he's not going to get into contact where, you know, maybe his knee gets bumped, maybe his ankle gets twisted? I'm not wishing this on anyone. I'm not even trying to imply that this will happen. I'm saying the likelihood of it happening is just going to get higher inevitably. I mean, that's what players risk playing the sport to begin with. But this play style that I'm seeing from Wemby, tied in with the fact that it seems like his body is growing too tall for even for him to handle. Bro, I don't know, bro. I'm getting scared as a Wemby fan. I'm really am, bro. Well, in other news, it looks like Toronto, the run is done. It's over. The World Series will not be in Toronto, sadly. But hey, man, I'm not even a fan of this game. I'm just happy that the Yankees lost, bro. I don't even care about the sport. I don't know, man. Something tells me that this season is gonna be better than most seasons. And something tells me that that ratings drop talk is going to come up in December like it did last year. But fret not, because there's probably going to be really good games being played during that time. All right, bro. I'm going to see y'all later, bro. I don't know if you guys like the yapping videos. Should I do more videos where I just talk about random news in the NBA on this channel? Maybe that's going to be what I do on here for a while, bro. I hope you guys enjoy these videos, bro. I'm gonna see y'all later, bro. Another day, another dollar.
Mr. Get me to the paper, never question that.
No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. Nope. Not to say I hate Dame, but all this extracurricular, bro. That cannot be me. I'm sorry. I'm not.